The Rock Whisperer. Do you hear the earth talking to you? This is unit video 2-3. In this particular unit section, we're going to be talking about topographic maps and what's on a topographic map and where to find the different things. So here's a general overview of a particular topographic map. We have the quadrangle is another name for topographic maps, and you can see the name in the upper right hand corner. In every corner and also on the sides you have the adjacent quadrangle, the other maps that are around the outside of it. So some specific types of maps might show you different things in the area. Here you can see Lake Pleasant, and you can see some of the contour lines, which are the brown lines that show you the different elevations. The little black squares are the buildings or structures that are in that particular area. So as we look in more detail, we can see the elevation, where there's hills, where there's valleys, where there's populated areas in particular types of maps. As I said, contour lines are the lines that show you different elevation. So there are index lines, and on this particular screen you see the index lines are a little bit thicker than the other ones. Those are the major numbers, and depending on the type of map and what map it is, they might go by hundreds, they might go by 20s. Then you have some smaller, thinner lines that are on there, and then we can see what a depression might look like, where we have the land coming and dipping in and being depressed by something. And we can see that by what's called hatched lines, or those little teeny lines on the inside. Those indicate that the land is being depressed. So when we start to break down the topographic map and look in the different corners, there's a tremendous amount of information given on these maps. So in this particular one, it's called the Cedar Mountain Quadrangle in California. That's the title of the map. And underneath it, it says 7.5 minute series. So what that says is the map is 7.5 minutes wide and 7.5 minutes high. So we're going to talk a little bit more in class about, when we talk about latitude and longitude, besides just whole numbers, we can break those down further and break them into minutes and then into seconds. And you can see also in this corner right here where I've highlighted, we have a latitude and a longitude number. So then we move to the lower middle section of the map. In that lower middle section, there's a lot of information again. And what we can see here is that we have a scale. And this 1 to 24,000 means that 1 unit on the map equals 24,000 units in real life. So 1 inch on this map would equal 24,000 inches in or on the actual Earth. Or 1 foot on this map would equal 24,000 feet on Earth. We also have a scale that shows you miles and kilometers. We can see that there is on the left hand side a fractional part of the mile, and on the right hand side is the full part of the mile. Be careful when you are measuring. If you use the full length from all the way from the left all the way to the right, it's actually 2 miles. It's not just 1 mile, because we have the fractional part and then the whole part put together, and that would give us 2 miles on that particular thing. Same thing with the kilometers on the bottom, and we can also see that with the feet. So this is also kind of in the center, but more off to the left, and it's called magnetic declination. And we can see here that this was taken at 2 different times. And magnetic declination is telling you how the map is set up based on GN, which is the geographic North Pole, and MN, which is the magnetic North Pole. And it can tell you how much things vary based on that. So on the lower left-hand side of the map, tells you when this map was edited, who it was published by, and gives you years when pictures were taken and then when things were field checked. So sometimes aerial photos are used first, the maps are designed, and then they send people out into the field to go and back and check and make sure everything is actually as they think it's supposed to be. And then the last section of the map that we're going to talk about is the lower right hand corner. On this particular map, this is the Galway map. We can also see here that we talk about some different roads or state routes that are there. And then also in this lower right-hand corner of the actual physical map, we can see that 43 degrees. We talk about Galway being at 43 degrees latitude. That's 43 degrees north. And that 74 refers to our longitude. We can also see in this corner the Burnt Hills quadrangle would be that map that would go in that lower portion. One of the cool things about topographic maps, they can show you what our profiles look like. So in this particular instance, the top part of this picture would be showing us what a topographic map would look like. We can see that we have two elevations that look like two hills. Then on the bottom part, it would be a profile. What would that side view look like? So just like in art where we draw a profile that we're drawing a side view of someone, we can see their side image. This is the same thing for topography or for maps, that we can see the same thing. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't forget to listen to the earth.